Kind of the next big NFL date, which will impact the Commanders, is NFL free agency. The tampering period starts on March 10th, so we're just a couple weeks away from guys signing left and right. The official free agency period is Wednesday, March 12th at 4 p.m., but we know on March 10th, a lot of people will sign, and one of the questions for the Commanders is, do they re-sign Dyami Brown? I put it up as our Surfside poll of the day. Surfside iced tea and vodka, Surfside lemonade and vodka, the perfect addition to any gathering. Each can's only 100 calories. We're talking zero carbonation. That means easy sipping. You can find Surfside at your local bars and in convenient variety 8-packs at your local liquor stores. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly. And it's how important do you think it is to re-sign Dyami Brown? There are three choices.
Yep.
Very important, somewhat important, or not important at all.
I'm going to go with somewhat important. I'm going to go with the middle ground there.
I think that's probably where I fall
it's somewhat important. Here's the thing. By most metrics, was he a second-round pick or third-round pick?
He was a third-round pick.
Third-round pick.
Number 82 overall.
He's had 59 catches in 4 years. That's basically a disappointment, I think, by most accounts. But he has played in 63 of like 66 or 67 potential games.
He came on in the postseason. Actually, the last 6 games.
This year was by far his best.
He had 30 catches, which is very pedestrian.
Well,
but that was by far his best.
He had 29 in the 3 seasons prior.
Right.
So he had more in one season than he had in 3 seasons heading into
there's reasons.
Better quarterback.
Reasons. Bad quarterback. Maybe he's not as good as
better coordinator.
Where he was drafted. He underperformed.
Maybe other guys left.
A bad fit.
Other guys got hurt.
You also have to take this into account. Maybe he just didn't earn targets from his quarterback.
But see, Dyami
Brown
wasn't
getting open.
He's not going to command huge dollars.
He shouldn't.
So I wouldn't
have a problem
resigning.
I mean, with the salary cap going up, I don't know what sort of offer he would get from the Commanders, but I wouldn't think it would be more than $6, maybe $7 million per season. And if it gets above that number,
that's a lot of money for a guy to
if
have
it gets
30
above
catches.
that number,
if someone wants to give him $8 million,
then
go
Adam
ahead.
Peters has to say, well, this is getting too rich for our blood. We're going to have to move on.
Let's be real. The reason why he caught 30 catches is because Noah Brown got hurt. Right. So he moved up the depth chart. But I will say this to defend him. All right, 30 catches, that is run of the mill. You can find basically anybody who can give you 30 catches in the NFL.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, he had 14 catches. He had 14 catches for 229 yards and a touchdown. And actually, over his last 6 games...
Does that include the regular season? Or
yes. The last 3 games of the regular season, then the 3 playoff games, he averaged 4 catches per game. So he had 24 catches in that span. Now, he had 2 fumbles in the playoffs, too.
Mm-hmm. So, hold on. 4
I don't
catches.
know. I don't think it's that important. I might vote not important because I think you can go out and find anybody else.
I was going to say this. So, he's only had 59 catches. And I do think there's potential and all there. Like, I see big play potential with him. But him playing in 63 games is because he's a special teams contributor. He's a big part of their special teams. And I know we all disrespect it. It's not a glamorous thing. But I do think he's an important part of the team.
800-636-1067 if you want to chime in on the MGM National Harbor listener lines. Do you think it's important to re-sign Dyami Brown?
It's that critical.
I don't think anybody's going to say it's important.
Just think about some of the names that he was around in the regular season as far as catches. He was right around the same number as Mac Hollins from the Buffalo Bills, as Curtis Samuel.
Mac Hollins, the guy that doesn't wear shoes.
He's a weirdo. He never doesn't wear shoes. He wears weird outfits to the games.
He had a big catch in the playoffs.
Ricky Pearsall, who was a bit of a disappointment as a rookie for the Niners.
Well, he got shot and missed a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just giving you some context.
Just give him it out there.
Listen, he's not going to be a star. He's never going to be a star.
He's going to be like a third wideout.
I would think his best year, and I think he's capable of it, he could probably even do it next year, would be 50 catches.
50 would be amazing.
That would be maybe...
If he can get to that level...
4 a game, 4 times 16 is what? 4 times
4 times 17 is...
4 times 15 is 60, so it'd be 68.
Yeah.
So I think 50 is a reasonable target for him. Throw in his special teams contributions. I actually think he had a long of 50. I actually think he has big play potential.
He does.
So
But maybe that's his only
I
asset.
don't know. What did he make last year? Like, what is a guy off his
Probably
rookie
not.
contract?
I mean, third rounder. He probably didn't make a lot of money.
He make like
I'm
$3
surprised he
million
only
or
averaged
something?
10 yards a catch.
I'm going to guess he
I'm
made
surprised
about
by that too.
probably made about $1.5 million. I would guess.
That's it?
Maybe 2. I'm just
I
guessing.
think they make more than that, Cakes. If you're a,
A third
round
rounder?
pick, if you're a
I mean,
third
I'll
round
double
pick
check it, but I
Well,
don't.
just look it up.
in your fourth year,
He signed a 4-year, $4.9 million deal as a rookie.
well, then he didn't make
That's
that.
where it is.
Made 1.3 this year.
Yeah, I mean, the third
But as a
rounder
rookie,
is-
he made
then you could,
660.
you could probably sign him for $3 or $4 million, and I think he's totally worth it.
Oh, if you get it for
I don't
3.5 or
think
4
it's-
million,
Yeah.
I don't. It's not vital, but again, like I've said the last couple of weeks, they don't have many receivers under contract.
Right.
They've got 2.
I
So
think
you're going to
he's-
have to sign some guys.
Mhm.
You can't just pluck another 6 from free agency or draft. I think you have to resign at least 1 or 2 that you already have.
as long as it makes
And he already
financial
knows the
sense,
system.
and-
As long as he's good in the locker
and
room,
he's ascending, like Kingsbury
yeah,
must
I
like
wouldn't
him.
have a problem with
Like
it.
they used him when Noah Brown went down. They used him more. Like
Yeah.
if you like him and you get him at a reasonable price, it makes sense. But that should not preclude them from going after other talented wide receivers.
No, it doesn't.
To
Yeah,
add to the mix,
He'd
They
be
need a bunch of them.
he'd be a depth guy.
which is great.
I think
Have no problem with that.
I think a 40 to 50 target for him, like range of receptions, is a good target.
But if some team comes out of nowhere and offers him like a 4-year, $40 million
then
deal,
you let him go. That's fine.
that's where Adam Peters has to say, "Best of luck to you."
I don't think there's anybody giving him
I
10
think you
million
could
a year.
sign it
Probably
for.
not.
I think you could sign it for 2 years and $10 million, and he would sign it.
Oh, I think his asking price is going to be higher
Than
than
that?
5.
I
The guy
just
had
looked at
max 30 catches.
I just looked at
I
a
think-
list. He's not even in the top 30 free agent wide receivers.
Right?
Here.
Maybe you can get him for 7 or 8.
He didn't put him up. He put no numbers up.
I know.
Cakes. How could he?
They've got Noah Brown 23rd. They have Olamide Zacchaeus 21st.
I'm
Yeah,
just
so
going by
Who'd
the
you
fact
rather have out of those 3 guys? Dyami
of those
Brown,
3.
Noah Brown, or Olamide
I'd rather have
Zacchaeus?
Dyami. I think he's
I think I'd rather have
Probably-
Zacchaeus.
the best of those 3.
I kind of like Noah.
I like Noah because he's got a little size to him.
I like explosive plays.
But I also
Dyami
like-
is the
and I
most
also like
explosive of
Dyami.
those 3.
Zacchaeus is just like a.
They're
Just a
all
solid-
they're all blah. They're all of them just
I tend to agree.
maybe Noah because he's a little bit bigger, but they're all just
I like
you can
home
find
run-
you can find a Zacchaeus, a Noah, and a Dyami
True.
on every
But
every
of those 3, Dyami Brown's the home run hitter of those 3.
Although he only averaged 10 yards a catch this year.
But to
but
me,
he
he's
had-
more explosive.
I know he
But
had
he
the
had a 51
preseason
yard-
catch.
Well, he had a 75-yard play in 2020. He had a 51-yard play. I mean, he
Yeah,
does
Noah
have
Brown
big,
and Zacchaeus, they don't have that in their profile.
yeah.
The problem is he fumbled twice in back-to-back games
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's unusual for him. Now he hasn't had a lot of touches, but prior to that, he had 1 fumble. He had 0 in the 3 previous.
I'm
No, he
going
didn't
to write
lose.
down my offer to Dyami Brown, and I'm going to slide it across to EB and see if
Well,
I'm-
you
if
already,
his camp
by the way,
accepts
you
it.
already put it out there. You're going to give him 6 or 7
No,
million.
I would
No,
give
no,
him
no, this
2
is the-
years, $10 million.
Now
Is
I'm
that
wearing my
fair?
Adam Peters jacket. All right.
2 years, $10 million.
I'm not giving him $5 million a year.
You're not.
Nope.
All right. Here we go. I've
All
got
right.
the number.
Cakes.
I mean, you're basically going to 4x his salary.
I'm
No
sliding
chance.
across to EB, who's acting as Dyami's agent.
3. I can't even 3 1/8. Like what is
3
that?
years.
Yeah. Okay, that's
3 years. That's the term.
3 years, 16, 10 million. Yeah, of course I would do that. Of
Yeah.
course, I'd sign
There
that
you go.
immediately.
3 years, $16.5 million, $10 million guaranteed.
I know he would sign that. I'm not offering that.
You're not.
Nope.
This is too generous of an offer.
Not for a guy who's gives you 10 yards a catch.
I think
and 30 catches.
I think you're gonna be shocked when you start seeing the numbers come in about 2.5 weeks.
Look, I'm not saying he won't get an offer like that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
By the way, you said Noah Brown's not explosive, and I'm not disagreeing with you overall, but he had a longer catch than Dyami Brown this year.
I'm just
and
talking
his
about,
average
Was that
yards
the
per
Hail
catch was
Mary?
this year.
It was the Hail Mary, probably.
has he ever had a
That's
game?
probably
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Has he ever had a game
He
like
had a
Dyami?
65-yarder.
It was only 52.
Tell me when Noah Brown has a game like Dyami had with a garbage can like Carson Wentz throwing him the ball a few years ago. You can't because it's not going to happen with the 2 long bombs.
I think-
he just doesn't have that
I think
in his
Dyami
profile.
could potentially take almost any play to the house. Like he kind of has that potential.
He's got that skill set. Zacchaeus is more of just a tough little grinder.
Yeah, just tough grinder.
And Noah
like,
Brown he's got skills, but he's more like
Possession.
contested catch,
He's a more possession
bigger
guy.
body.
Yes.
Like, those guys are boring. Sorry.
I don't know. I mean, for the Houston
They have
Texans,
their role, but
for
they're
the
boring.
Houston Texans in 2023, he averaged 17.2 yards a catch. Noah Brown.
Okay.
And he's had a season where he had.
I'm not backing off my stance. Who would you rather have? Noah Brown or Dyami Brown?
I just told you I'd rather have Noah.
All right. You run your team differently than I do.
It's close because they're different skill sets.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see which one of those guys, if multiple guys, they bring back.
I think
might
you're
not bring anybody
overstating Diami's home run potential and diminishing Noah's.
Look, he has a limited body of work. I mean, he has 59 catches.
I think I'm basing it
seasons.
also on what he did in college. And you can scoff at it, but he was a downfield threat in college.
Look, I'm not going to die on the Dyami Brown mountain. Okay, we're talking about a guy who's at best a third wide receiver. At best, a third wide receiver on your team.
Correct.
Most likely a 4.
Mm-hmm.
But those guys have value in a pass-happy league.
The playoff run was encouraging. The knock, Jason brought it up. I brought it up earlier. He had 2 fumbles. So it's like you don't want to praise him too much, but he did have 14 catches for him in 3 playoff games, which is not bad.
But in the 3 previous years, he had 0 fumbles. No, he didn't have a lot of
he wasn't touching the ball. I mean, he also fumbled.
It's hard to fumble when you don't have the ball.
Yeah.
He also fumbled in the Philly game when they beat Philly.
Critical.
He had 1 regular season fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't fumble when you're not playing.
Yeah. But in 63 games and 59 catches, he had 1 fumble.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I'm just looking at the fumbles in the last 5 games. He had 3 in the last
Look,
5.
the ultimate goal for Adam Peters is to have 3 or 4 receivers better than Dyami Brown on the roster at all times.
They're going to upgrade it. If you want to bring back Dyami, don't have a problem with it. I'm just not giving him 3 years, $17 million.
What are you giving him?
I'm giving him 2 years.
2 years and what?
9.
Okay, I would sign that.
Of course, you would sign it.
I mean, you're not really fighting for your client. You're going to sign basically
You give
anything.
me
I might give him less. I might give him
4.5.
7.5.
I think
that's
his
fine.
age is going to ball that up and throw it back in your face.
I don't know if there's going to be that many teams
You can get better.
knocking down his door.
Dude, I'm telling you,
I don't think he's that hot a commodity.
I don't think
know
he's
how
a
many
hot
suitors he's gonna
commodity,
have.
but he has a skill set, and he's a proven guy, proven special teams guy, and he proved I think over the last 6 or 7
I'll
games.
make a bet right now. Valdez, get the book out. That he signs a deal that averages, whether it's with the Commanders or another team, he averages $5 million a season or more on his next deal.
No, I'm not going to bet. That's what I thought. I said
Anybody?
2 years, 10 million. Is
Any
what I give him.
takers?
I don't know the value.
$5 million or more. Jason, you don't
Jason
want to
and
give him
take-
$5 million.
I don't want to give him $5 million. He might because the cap's going
I
up and
think
they
he's
got a
going
bunch.
to sign for
but
something more than $5 a year.
I'm just saying he doesn't deserve it.
I'm not saying he deserves it, but I'm just telling you that's the market.
I think he's
All right, I'll take the action. I'll take the
Yeah, let's
under
go.
5 million average.
Let's go, Valdez.
Put it in the book for $5.
Sure, $5 bet.
$5.
We're betting for $5 million. $5
ramping up
bet.
inflation. We're ramping it up. We might have to raise the minimum
It's
bet.
called
Yeah.
betflation.
Hey, Valdez, new rule: all bets $5 or more.
I mean, that's prohibitive. You're going from 2 to
It's
to
inflation.
5.
I thought we were still at 1.
No,
I think
no. We had established $2 was the meat.
I think
I'm
minimum
down with
bet.
5.
I mean, I went to freaking Burger King the other day and spent $9 on a Whopper.
Of course.
I mean,
Did it come with fries?
yeah, but
Okay.
still, $9 for a Whopper.
That's a lot.
Coming up next, we're going to talk some college hoops. March Madness around the corner. Mike DeCourcy covers college hoops for the Sporting News. Joins us here on the Junkies.